I like it. It's cute. Yeah, it's different.
It's different, and it's
intimate.
Yes, exactly. She's like, Jazz, like, no, I don't like this shit. All right. Yes. I don't even want to start it the same way because it's a new season. So we're not going to start it the same way. How are y'all doing?
We good. My team won today. What's today?
It's Sunday.
Sunday what? The 30th? Listen, the Eagles won today. We are 7-0. What's up? Love it.
Oh, that is great. It is great. It is great. I know. And, Jazz, somebody here is hungover like a motherfucker.
Don't do that.
Somebody is hungover.
Oh, man.
You think you're so funny.
I have my moments, but no, that's great. I'm happy for you. I love that for you. No? What happened last night, bro? What happened?
So there's this place that I like, and they have late night happy hour, and they have martinis that are they have like a whole menu, but I go there for the oysters and the martinis. And
is that picture you posted of the mirror? I was like, look at her at a bar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she lit.
Yeah, but that's my favorite place to go late night.
Nice.
Okay. Do you want to divulge the name of the place or no?
It's called Libs Grill.
Lips Grill?
Libs.
Oh,
like
Libs.
B, I guess, but Libs Grill.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's really nice. It has like a indoor-outdoor situation in the summertime, and yeah, they have a great happy hour.
Okay.
And what were you drinking?
Martinis. I love a dirty martini. They're really good. Yeah. And I'm struggling today.
How many did you have, Rell?
I don't know.
Like 5?
Maybe.
5? That's a lot. That's actually a lot of drinks.
You had shots too?
It's Saturday.
No, we get why you took that many. It's fine. We're not judging you at all.
Not
I
at
hold
all.
my liquor, okay? Like, I'm
Well, if you hold your liquor, then what's going on today?
holding liquor doesn't mean that
That you're not going to be hungover.
Yeah.
Hungover. She didn't get sick.
Right.
That's holding her liquor.
And I made it to work on time. I made it to work early.
Yeah, she good. She just tired.
I feel like just as part of the holding the liquor process, part of the responsibilities, like the next day being able to not be hungover.
I'm functional. I just have a headache. It's
Yo,
cause and effect.
Jazz, the way I came downstairs, the way she plopped down in my chair, the way she plopped down in my chair, I was like, oh, is she gonna live? Like, are we gonna make it?
It wasn't that bad, B.
It was kind of borderline there, but anyway.
Well, she made it. That's all that matters.
I know you did, and you worked. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That's grown woman shit. You handling your
I
business.
gotta make that money. No.
That is cool. Anyway, I am Brandon, aka DJ Soak, and to the right of me, that would be right. Yeah.
Rell?
And to the left of me,
Jazzy.
hey, Jazzy's happy about the Eagles and all that good shit. And,
You know?
I mean, the Phillies lost last night, right?
Today is an Eagle Day, okay? Let's focus on that. Let's just focus on that.
Yeah, when I was at the bar, they were down. So I didn't know what happened, but,
Shit happens.
By the time this episode airs, the World Series will be over. It'll be, this will probably be late November when this comes out. So it doesn't even fucking matter.
It does matter. We are time stamping that shit. Okay?
I meant it doesn't matter for the point of this conversation. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, who wants to start the update thing? Who?
I can. I don't really have much. Like, the most exciting thing was I went out with friends yesterday. And before that, I got to go out with my cousin and we did Korean barbecue. So if you have never done Korean barbecue, you should definitely try it. It's a nice experience. I do it all the time. But tip is, if you have plans to go out afterwards, don't. Because we wanted to go out. But like when you leave, because you're cooking all the food, you smell.
Oh, like the food.
Like the food afterwards. And it's like bad. And we were like, yeah, we're not going out after
damn.
this.
Really?
Yeah.
You were cooking the food there, or they cook it like right?
No,
in
you
front of
cook it. So you order what you want, the different meats that you want. You choose your sides, and then you cook it on the grill, right in front of you.
Oh, like that. I'm not paying to cook my own food. That sounds like some
Too much work.
Are y'all serious?
For all that, just cook it in front of me like hibachi.
Yeah, yeah.
I might go once for the experience, but I will not go again.
I'm not paying money to then cook my food. Like that's ridiculous.
Is this not
to
the
me.
Cultured Misfits?
It is the culture.
Y'all
misfits.
are being real uncultured.
No,
right
we're
now.
being
No,
misfits. That's the misfit part of it. We pick and choose how we engage
Y'all
in
are
the
being
culture.
cultured right now. You're being misfitted.
No, I just
I
don't
don't want to cook my own
understand.
food. For all that, I should just cook dinner at home for free.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all.
I mean, look, I think the
it's cool. I
advantage.
like it.
I think the advantage is, of course, there. They season the meat and stuff like that. I get that part, but like, I don't like to. Like, I go out so I don't have to cook. That's the whole purpose. And so I go someplace and sit down. And they're like, "Well, here's the materials and here's a grill. Have at it, sir." Like, the fuck doesn't make sense to me.
All right. Well, if y'all are out there and you want a cute date night, you should do that.
Better make sure she don't want to cook.
Or that she don't mind smelling like meat.
Meat,
You
yeah.
gotta check to see if she can cook.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's still fun. I had fun.
Well, I'm
And
glad
it
you
was
enjoyed
good.
yourself.
Y'all are
That's dope.
haters.
No, it's not about being. It's not hating. It's just not my thing. That's not going to work for me. That's not appealing. That's not.
I'll just have my date cook it for me.
That too.
Like, go ahead, cook, do your thing. I'll sit here and look pretty.
Man, I just no. Where was this place at?
In Catonsville, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's one coming up here by the mall soon.
Okay. Another place for people to go out and cook their own food. Got
Right.
it.
Like I said, I might go once just to try it, but
Man.
as of every time, nah, probably not.
So what did you prepare?
Anything you want. I have
No,
beef,
what did you as a
beef
Rell pepper?
bulgogi. We had pork belly. We had shrimp. I had squid.
So you had a little bit of everything?
Yeah, there was different cuts of steak. Like we had, I don't remember what kind of steak, and then they have like the thinly sliced ones. I don't remember the name of it, but
Okay.
real good.
All right. Well, congratulations. That's dope. I like it. I love that for you.
Congratulations.
I love that for you. That was the
Thanks.
thing.
So what did you do? What's
We're
your
gonna go to
update?
jazz for next because what the fuck. What's up, Jazzy?
What'd I do? I took the PO out yesterday. A good friend of mine, they were hosting a harvest festival at their place. So basically, like, all the cars did a trunk or treat, and they had games set up for the kids, and they had like their yard is so big, they did like a hayride there as well for their friends and family. So I took the PO there. She was a zombie cheerleader, a zombie Eagles cheerleader.
Okay.
And she had a ball. I had a ball. We had a great time, and yeah, that was it really.
That was it. So, did Friday night you didn't do anything?
No. What'd I do Friday? Nothing. Because I had her, so. And it's cold. I don't really be trying to do much when it's cold. That's me, though. Can't recall. Saturday, did errands. That was it. Had family in town, so I just dropped her off. Go ahead, spend time with family. I'm going to run some errands, pick you up, and then do our thing. But what else? Yeah, that was it, really.
Okay. That's good. What I did, I went to a Halloween party last night. It wasn't nothing. The exciting thing for me was that I went to, I met my long lost cousin. You remember last year I met my cousin who, and so we met for dinner. We went to the spot, and people want to talk to him. They want to talk, like, I'm trying to get to know this cat. He's trying to get to know me, and just random people want to just talk. And this time around, it was two middle-aged white ladies who were trying to flirt. at first.
Y'all went to a dinner or to like a bar?
We went to Shalene's. We went to Kitchenines. We were at the bar.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, like, we're engaged in conversation, and then people
interrupting,
and they're just interrupting, and so they start talking, and so we're just kind of engaging. Turns out they're Trump supporters. This is what breaks. It breaks my brain. I'm like, you're flirting with black people, but you are with the racist agenda. So I'm talking to the lady.
What's your cousin look like? He's married.
Huh?
He's married.
Yeah, he's married. Yeah. They started talking to him first because I was looking unapproached. Like, as soon as we're talking, as soon as somebody interrupts, I know my face. I can't fix my face. I get up. I'm like irritated.
You like, bitch, we were just talking.
Exactly. Like, and you're on some bullshit. And
makes
so
it worse.
Yeah, that part. It's like we're on some bullshit. Like, we're having real conversation, and you're like, "Are you guys into law enforcement?" Because he has a bald head too, and he works out. So,
wait, what?
That was
law enforcement is the first thing that comes to their head.
That's the first thing.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. I'm so
wow.
serious.
That is nowhere near the first thing I would ever
love a man in uniform.
I mean, of course, yes, but that's not the first thing that's going to come to my mind if I see a bald-headed guy who's in shape.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I've gotten that before. People were like, "Are you a cop? Are you in the military?" And I'm like, "No, none of those things."
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so then they're like, "Oh yeah," the one is like, "Yeah, my girlfriend here, she's single and blah blah blah. You guys look nice." And I'm just like, man, you just would never have a shot. Like, I'm trying to be nice and whatever. So it starts to go into politics.
Mm-hmm. God. What's your cousin say?
He was talking to the other woman who apparently has 3 years to live.
The hell? Where did this come from? Why are you at the bar?
She's living her life.
Shit, I would be on vacation after vacation. Fuck that.
She's 3 years to live. And so the one, and we're just having this conversation of just hypocrisy. Like, she, it's like polite. And I'm like, all right, I'm asking her about questions about history. And she's just like, blah, blah, blah. It was cool until she was like, well, Trump isn't racist.
He said, I'm out.
I just, well, see, when they say that, then I start asking questions because I want to understand where they're coming from. So then I started explaining what racism is. The long and short of it is she's a QAnon person because I asked her about, I'm like, you should, first I asked her about Black Wall Street. She had no idea what that was. Now, this woman's in her 60s. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I tell her about it. She's like, that's so unfortunate. That's just, I'm like, yeah, you should learn the history. I said, you should go to the African American Museum in the Smithsonian. She was like, I can't go there because why do those people need their own museum?
Wait a second. Why do those people?
Yes. So then I explained to her about how people can be racist without knowing that they're racist, the things they say. Or
microaggressions.
The microaggressions. Yeah.
Why did you continue to have a conversation?
Because they weren't going anywhere. And
I'd be like, do you realize that I'm those people?
Brandon wasn't gonna go that route though.
But I'm curious about these people. I'm not offended. I'm more fascinated that you could have, you could be in my face and be flirting with me, but at the same time be racist as fuck. That part, right?
I think another thing too is that they are just so oblivious as well. That they really don't know. And sometimes you have to let them know because they're just, like you said, she didn't know nothing about Black Wall Street. And then you tell her about this museum. Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
Right.
Why is it a problem? Right. Why does it bother you so much? How about you actually go and learn something and then have a conversation?
It's not fair that those people have their own special museum. So I'm like, because, you know, everybody else has a special museum, right? And she's like, well, and then she said, well, I can't go to the Smithsonian anyway because they have people buried underneath the Smithsonian that are 13 feet tall.
Bitch, get out my face.
What?
Get out my face.
So then I'm like, okay, she must be a QAnon person. That's QAnon talk. Like that's like this conspiracies. Yes, there's 13-foot tall people buried underneath the Smithsonian that the government is not letting us know about and won't let anybody see. So she won't go. So she won't go to any Smithsonian, right? So I'm like, all right, talking, and so now at this point, I'm like, yeah, you're racist. Well, I'm like, what you just said was racist. Every time she said something racist, I'm like, that was racist. So by the end of the conversation, she was like, I guess I'm racist. I'm like, you absolutely are. You are racist. You need to work on that, right? So then she starts challenging the things that I know. And I'm like, well, you know, I have a minor. I went to University of Delaware. I have a minor in African American history and culture. Yo, she immediately is like, so you just think you're better than everybody because you're educated? You just been indoctrinated. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, take a sip on that one. So that segues into me just being fucking tired of dumbass people. Kanye West, all these people that are supporting this guy. I've decided that. So I'm probably not ever going to date again. I've given up.
Brandon, how you go from that to I'm never dating again?
I'm just
like,
saying,
what?
I'm done. I'm tired. This shit is just not working. I'm just over it, right? But if I ever date again, it's not just if you have shitty friends, I'm not fucking with you. It's not just that. If you support Kanye West, I can't date you. I can't do it. I won't do it.
I don't think that's going to be hard to find.
Have you read the comments of the people supporting on every post?
I'm talking about real life people, not internet people.
One of the people that I know in real life really got upset with me because he's like, Kanye West is going to be okay. He's a billionaire. He can do his own blah, 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 right? And I said, so you don't know how any of this works because he's no longer a billionaire because when he lost the Adidas deal, right? 2 hours later, the article came out, Kanye West no longer a billionaire. I'm like, yo, y'all people standing for Trump, standing for Kanye West, standing for these horrible ass people. I can't do it anymore. I can't have you around me. I can't engage. Jazz, have you read have you gone through any of the comments and saw the people like Kanye? He's speaking the truth.
Yeah, they'd be like, he's the GOAT and he's this and he's that, and it's like y'all are confused. Like, he is a musical genius, but as a person, he's a fucked up individual. He needs help, and y'all are just rah-rahing over on how fucked up he is right now. Y'all not helping him. Like, he needs help. They need to just... I read something where someone was like, why are they going to give him a conservatorship, or is it just for women?
Ooh. Well, there's going to be nothing left to conserve at the rate
and I was
going.
just like, there's a point. Because he is just he is just off his fucking rocker. And he needs some direction or some shit before he just fucks it all up. Because right now it's just not looking good. And I read that, I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Because it all happens to all these women. You don't hear it from men at all when a lot of them need that shit.
Well, so here's the challenge. Who is going to be the conservator? Like, somebody has to step in for him. And so his mom is gone. I don't know what his deal is with his dad. Kim is not there. And if she was smart, she wouldn't even want to have nothing to do with it. So right. Who would be the person? Rell, you want to be
I'm
the
not
conservator?
talking about Kanye anymore.
No?
He's on the sick and shut out list or whatever that's called, but no. The problem is because everyone keeps talking about him. People keep giving him prime time.
Well, B, he gonna blink his name out anyway, so it don't even matter.
I'm not even blinking his name out.
But you can't pick and choose.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. Because we've talked about him on other ones. Now I don't want to talk about Kanye. I'm gonna blink his out, and you've blanked it out. So
yeah, I'm not blinking it. I didn't blink it out the last episode. It's already posted. Well, no, I haven't posted yet, but it's scheduled to post. So now I ain't blink it out.
So you didn't blink it out?
No, I didn't. So no, but all I'm saying is I am not. If I meet a woman, I pray to God. I pray to God she's not going to be like, Kanye's going to be okay. Because then we're just going to it's going to be the sad shit. It's going to be the, hold on. No. Like, sorry, bitch. You can't. I can't. I just can't. No, I don't.
I just hope he gets help. I hope he gets the help that he needs. I hope he like disappears for a year, honestly. Focus on yourself. Focus on your mental. Do what Dave Chappelle did. Just leave.
Did you see that he's fascinated? He's fascinated with Hitler. Did you see that article?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he's fascinated. CNN, fascinated with Hitler, has been fascinated. He just...
I just don't like how he keeps using the Bible and everything. I don't like that. I'm just not a fan of that. Stop it.
Yeah, I like it's just my brain is hurting at this point in time. Like I haven't even been on the internet, like social media, and like that because of between like all these people and there's. It's one thing not to know, but it's just another thing to double down on ignorance.
Yeah,
and it's just Kanye's doing all this so that he can get out of these deals, so he can do his own thing.
I mean, really? I get it. I think that's what he was doing to get out his shit because they wouldn't let him out. So now he got everything that he wanted. He wanted to get out everything. But it's the way you're doing it and then what you're saying and how you're doing and how you're being perceived from other people. You're offending people.
And the communities you're tearing down.
The way you're doing it is just terrible. And then the way your mental at that is just not where it needs to be. You could tell you off your meds, bro. Because when you on your meds, you shutting the fuck up and you ain't even saying shit. Like you chilling. Focus on what you got to do. And once you off, you be off your rocker all on Instagram, posting conversations and your contracts and your agreements. Like you wilding right now.
I don't think his plan was to get out of these deals. Because now,
but he kept saying he wanted to get out though.
But now he has no money.
Consequences happen, bro. Like what you expect.
Like he got into the deals because he couldn't afford to do it on his own. Mm-hmm. Then you get the deal. Like he made $250 million last year off the royalties from Adidas, and now that's gone. And what corporation in the right mind is going to want to align with somebody that is like, I want my clothes in a trash bag so that people have to dig through them to know what it feels like to be homeless. Yeah, bro, that happened.
I know. I said that on the last episode.
Who wants to deal with that? Who in their right mind? There's no. But no, this is just this week. Like hopefully by the time this episode airs, this shit will just be so much better, and I can get back to being online and not being triggered.
He gonna post something every week. He's gonna post something every week. He already did. He posted something already. He's just going to keep doing it until he gets exactly what he wants, which will probably never happen. Who knows?
So, did you try to go to the Goodwill to see if there was any Yeezy stuff?
I did not, but I really wish I did. Look, I still got time.
No, they're not accepting his things.
I know, but I kind of felt like maybe there was stuff there. Like maybe people were dropping it off, and then they were like, "Wait a minute, no, we're not going to take any more." So there's still.
Mm-hmm.
In the inventory.
I was like, damn, they got it over there. Let me go over there real quick. Let me see what they got. But I didn't have time. I don't care that much.
Anyway, no more Trump supporters, no more Kanye supporters, no more. I can't. I just
makes your head hurt.
Yeah, and before people get all triggered and upset and want to come after me, I know, right?
Too late.
It's just I don't want the logic. It's the lack of logic. I don't need that in my life. I just don't need that in my life. So you're not gonna be happy with me. I'm not gonna be happy with you. You're gonna be wanting to wear sneakers. I'm gonna be like, take them. I don't want to be around you when you have those. I don't want any reminders.
Well, I mean, if you already have them, I'm not gonna. So what? Let them wear them. Like. They spent money on them bitches. They better wear them till they the sole off or some shit.
Do you like them? Do you like how they look?
Maybe one or two pairs that are like or styles that I think are nice. But other than that, like, I'm still not going out my way to buy a pair.
Rell, do you like them?
No.
Like, I just feel like they look like you have foot problems. Like, they're like orthopedic shoes. Like, you got fucked up, hurting feet, and like these are the only
I like the
things
actual sneaker. Like, there's a certain one that I like, but
I mean,
I'm not spending $500 on them.
I heard they're mad comfortable though. That's what I've heard. I heard they're like very comfortable, but I don't know, man.
I'm not a sneaker person, so
No,
nope.
no. How many pair of sneakers do you own?
Probably like 4.
2? Oh, I was giving you 2. Black and white. Call it a day.
Wow. I do have. This is how much I don't wear sneakers. I bought a pair of Huaraches. Never worn them yet.
Seriously? What size are you?
And they're real cute. I think I'm a 7.
Oh, pass them over. I'll buy them off you.
Yeah.
I love Huaraches. They all black?
No, they're like orange, blue, and black.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll take them. Doesn't matter. I don't know why you even asked the question.
I thought they were all black. You know, I don't know why. I just assumed. You know,
I want
solid
all
color
red ones too.
For what?
For
So they can
what?
sit
You're
in
not
the
wearing
box?
So
them,
that when I want to wear,
girl. Bye.
So is this why you do water aerobics so you don't have to wear sneakers? Is that what that was the thinking behind that?
no, I just like the water.
I
just don't.
I'm done.
I don't wear sneakers like that.
I love sneakers.
At least you didn't call them tennis shoes. I'm proud of you for that because that would have been proud. You know, some people
That's
they don't.
your generation.
Well, no, that's actually
No,
my generation. No,
No, I feel like not your generation. Maybe before.
Before that.
Yeah, your parents.
Why would I say tennis shoes?
Well, they actually in the Midwest that's
what they
typical. They
call
call yeah, like they'll say instead of saying soda, they'll be like soda pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Oh,
they'll be
yeah.
like pop. Yeah, or everything's just a cola.
Or they call the remote the clicker. Like the what?
I like that.
the clicker.
Where's the clicker?
Well, because the original remote controls was 2 buttons and then you
Right.
click, 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 click. So yeah,
Yep.
man. But no, them ladies perplex me at the thing, and I don't know, man. I'm very fearful about the election and just all that stuff because these people are out here really talking stupid. So
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, so that was one whack update from Brandon, aka DJ Silk. What are we getting into today, ladies? Rell? It's time, shot o'clock.
I don't even feel like taking a shot today. I'm just not in one of those. I feel so laid back right now. I'm just not in the mood for a shot. That's me, though. Y'all can take y'all shot.
It's all for one or one for all.
Yeah, it's pretty much just peer pressure. Rell, remind her about the backseat, the experience in going to the beach with the edibles. Just remind her of that, the pressure that she put on you to have them. To
What
have
about
edibles. You don't remember how hard in the paint you went to try to get her to take
Yeah, and did she do it?
No, she didn't.
That can't be
My point
confirmed or
exactly.
denied.
No, the bitch didn't take it. Okay, she did not take the edible. So guess what?
She sat in the backseat. I can still see us in that parking lot.
I was like, "Come on, just take it. It's not gonna.
Don't
You'll
give
be
into peer
fine
pressure,
before we
everyone.
leave. I promise." She was too chicken, so
He was in the backseat like, no.
like it was gonna hurt her.
Y'all are so rude.
It was not gonna hurt her. She would have been fine.
No,
She just probably would have went topless sooner.
I would have been up and down at a beach. Y'all wouldn't have been able to find me.
Yeah, no,
And then you would have to
it
explain
would
to my
not
mama how I
have.
ended up
It
in
would,
Brazil.
You would not have been like that at all. You still would have been perfectly fine. And it was going to be half. Like, it wasn't even going to be a full one. It was going to be half.
You
think, you think you were going to be on a whole nother world. Like, no.
I'd be time traveling.
No, girl,
No,
no,
I just don't
bro.
have time for it.
No, bro. I would not do that to you, okay?
We would have strapped you down if we needed to. If
Right. I'd be like, yo,
beach.
lock her in the car.
I don't think y'all understand. It's just like not for me. I get super paranoid.
But all of them are different. Like, you're not going to react the same way with everything. You would have been fine, safe, chilling. You probably would have fell asleep. I'm just saying, you probably either would have fell asleep or you just would have went topless sooner. That's all.
I'm so serious.
I'm mad now that you didn't do it because I would have paid money to see that.
I'm sure you would have, but it will not be at my expense. I know myself. I really know myself, and self, no.
Well, at any rate, get the wheel, please. That's in your way.
Well, y'all got that because I'm not today.
No.
No, I'm not taking one today.
I
don't. Nope. You try to make a point with that, and it didn't work. No, you didn't.
Culture.
You didn't take the gummy for the culture. So I'm not doing
recording.
it. I was recording. What you mean? I had the phone out for the day.
Yeah. So what do you think it's going to be, Rell? What's your guess?
Tequila.
Jazzy, what do you think it's going to be?
I'm not taking it, so it don't matter. But tequila. I'll pick a Rell.
I feel like it's going to be brown. I mean, the brown thing. So you got to take it, Jazz.
I'm not taking it. Not today.
Oh, I guess I got to spin it.
Yep. Let's go. Get stateside just for them. Jackie.
What did I say? I said brown. So.
You did.
I did. I'm good like that.
Yeah, you are. You usually be
on it. I got special powers, man. I tell you what. It's where it says number 7. Oh my gosh.
Whiskey. Man. Oh,
it's not even open.
Oh,
I know. That's why you got to do it, Jazz.
Nope, I'm okay. I'm just not feeling it today.
You're not feeling it?
No.
It's bad luck for us.
No, it's not. It'll be fine.
It's gonna be. Yo, man, the swingers club last night, man, with just all the people in their costumes. God damn, people go.
You
really
went
hard.
or you DJ'd?
I went.
What was your costume?
I went as a military guy, man. So I was very clean and simple. My friend, she went as Cupid. She looked nice. Mm-hmm. But people were really just...
On it?
Yeah, I mean...
Aggressive?
They were actually partying. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of...
I'm not taking one.
They were really just partying. They weren't, I mean, there was some things going on, but it was a lot of people, a lot of costumes, which made for the people who didn't dress up look really stupid. Mm-hmm. Like one dude had a Superman shirt on.
See, I feel like why do that? Like if you're gonna go to a Halloween party, go dressed up.
Right.
Yo, remember when we went?
I saw the pictures.
So many years ago. Oh my gosh, I was a nerd.
Yeah. Went where?
We went to a Halloween party.
Yeah, it was the Loop. We went.
Yes. And then didn't we end up in Philly?
We probably did.
I feel like we ended up in Philly at some party in Philly because we met up with the rest of the Apple crew.
Yeah, because actually I remember now because we walked in the house and this like Asian girl who was an uptalker.
She was a unicorn.
But she was like, who are you here with? Who are you here with? Why are you here? I'm like, yo,
we're here with so-and-so. Like, relax. We're dressed up. We're here to have fun.
Yo, Rell, she acted like I was the scary black man. Like, who is this dude? And and it was a lot of people there. It wasn't like it was like just a handful of people. It was a really it was a lot. It was a party, and she really just singled me out. And I'm like,
because it was. I think it was a college party.
Yeah.
And where we worked at. It's very diverse in ages. Mm-hmm. So they invited us and we showed up and we had a good time.
That's funny.
Who are you here with? Oh my God. Tim, who's this?
One was a unicorn. I'm sitting with the unicorn. We just lit taking pictures and then everybody else is dancing. And was that when it was Dora and Diego? Is that where we saw Dora and Diego?
I think so.
From work?
I think so. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I haven't been to like a good costume party. Like I really want to go.
Oh my God. And then Docklands had a party yesterday. They were lit too.
We should
go next year.
Go to a swingers club Halloween party. Because the costume's hard. Yeah, next year.
Cheers.
Get it, y'all. Yeah. Who's going to take it first? We're not getting my face this time. Brandon, that's your face this time.
That's a little rough.
Woo.
That's a little rough.
No, I like that one.
Oh, yeah. That should help you with your hangover, though.
I
Care
like,
of it all.
my drink of choice is whiskey sours. So
Learned a lot about you today. Because I like with the edible thing. I didn't really think that. I didn't know that was your fear for why you didn't take it. Like because you want to time travel and walk the beach. And,
No,
and
that's what she
disappear.
said, and I kept telling her that's not going to happen. But Rell being real.
What?
just trust me. That's all I
No,
have to
because
say.
it wasn't going to happen, especially not from a half a gummy. Like, there's not
Who
enough
knows?
in there for you to
We'll
be
never know.
We will know one day. Yes.
How are we gonna know? What, are you gonna force it on the woman?
Right.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because you said that
The way
kind of
she
like.
asked you
One day.
in the car, I was scared for my life.
You were fine.
Because I remember
And you
looking back-
agree.
I agree. I have to admit, Jazz. I have to admit that because I remember I gotten out of the car. Mm-hmm. We were at that parking lot for whatever reason.
We were getting food.
No, the second one.
We were in 2 parking lots?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the second one.
What was the second one for?
Oh, because I had
It
to
was
get
at a
out.
laundromat.
Yeah, it was. It was. I got
I
out.
don't remember.
I got out to get the edibles out of the
Oh,
bag. Right?
that's right. That's right. Because I wanted all of us to just be fine and cool and just on the same wave. And you was just
Yeah, but
being
she
a
was-
punk.
she was-
Nice.
I can get there. By
No.
myself.
How? You didn't even have no drinks.
Yes, I did.
Where? We had drinks too?
No, I brought my drinks. Y'all didn't drink. I asked y'all if you wanted some. You said no.
You had liquor. I don't remember.
I don't remember you having liquor.
I had like this Jamaican flask, and I said, "This is sorrow. This is a Jamaican drink. Would you like to try it?" And y'all said no. It was like a Jamaican liqueur.
That don't sound like us.
I asked both of y'all. Y'all
That
said
don't
no.
sound like...
We probably did not connect that it was actually liquor. You were just like, you want something to drink? Because we all had shit. you
Yeah,
know
we
what
all
I mean?
had drinks.
and things like that. So it was like, nah, we good. So had you said you want a shot, then I feel like I'd have been like, yeah, let me get a try. I mean, that was crazy. But she was sitting in the back seat looking like terrified. Like she was she being human trafficked.
Let's
Like
go.
she was
You gonna
trying-
take
It's
this
not
shit.
that bad.
She's sitting in the back.
Really?
was
Human
bad.
traffic?
That's what she looked
Now
like.
you just being extra.
Right. It
Now
wasn't that
like
bad.
it wasn't that
But I did
bad.
have to tell my whole story about why I do not do drugs
She was like,
multiple times.
she was back in the back seat. Like,
She's like, no, guys, I can't.
No.
I'm like, it's half
No.
a gummy, bro. It's half. You will be fine, I promise. No, and then I'm just gonna start hallucinating. Wow, these ain't shrooms, girl.
Listen, y'all still not
So
listening.
dramatic. Nah, I don't believe
I'm not
it.
being dramatic.
I believe it.
I'm not being dramatic.
Not off a half a gummy. You would not have been
Not being
hallucinating
dramatic.
off a half a gummy. Like I said, you just would have been topless quicker. That's all.
Not dramatic.
That's all.
Nah, I just remember looking at you in the back seat. You're like, no,
No.
no, guys, I'm not gonna do it. Stop pressuring me.
I'm not gonna do it. Peer pressure. Oh my god. Like, just take it. It's not gonna happen. Stop this.
Both of y'all
Stop
ain't
it.
shit.
Nah, we really aren't. Because I mean, in that moment, I was like, "This is fucked up." Like we were really trying to pressure this girl. She said, "Like all this shit." It should
I
have
didn't
been
even give a
one
fuck.
no. It
Right,
should have
no.
been
One, no.
No.
And I'm like, nah, fuck that.
Anyway, let's. You want to start with "Am I the Alcohol?"
Yeah, sure. No problem. Let's see what this
Oh
one
my
says.
god. No, guys, no.
The hell?
It's okay. I mean, it's. I get it.
I know it's okay.
I, really.
Yes. Everyone out there, if you don't do drugs, applaud to you.
What? When's the last time you've done an edible?
She never did.
Probably in college.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Did you get it from a trusted source?
Yeah.
how many did you take?
No, it's after college, and I ate a whole cookie.
No, fucking wonder!
God damn!
You was on some other shit, bitch. You ate a whole cookie.
It was like this big.
No, it doesn't matter.
You needed this
We need to
much.
bleep this out.
Hell no.
You took a whole cookie?
I would have been on Cloud 35 too.
No.
But it's your trusted source. They didn't tell you. You just need a little bit.
Take a little nibble. Take a nibble.
Take a nibble and that's it. It'll hit you in 45 minutes. They didn't like prepare you.
That's not even the only time. Anytime that I've partaken,
You ate the whole thing each time.
Whether it's edible or smoke, it's just not for me. Each time I have the same experience.
I'm done.
Well, you shouldn't.
No matter how little or much.
So you shouldn't have the same experience because like, so the reason why people get bugged out on edibles is because the way your body processes it, your liver turns THC into THC 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it amplifies the effect on you, and it'll last it'll be in your system for 12 hours, up to 12 hours. So yeah, that's different where smoking, edibles take longer to hit and last longer. Smoking is quicker and doesn't last as long. So you should not be having the same reaction whether you smoke or you eat it.
That's why I'm telling y'all that my body.
I don't believe anything she's saying
with
in
my
this.
body, because no matter how I ingest it or smoke, whatever the intake, I still have this weird experience.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have a weird experience, but for the level that you were talking about,
I'm talking about. I've had different levels. It's just not for me. I don't know what else to tell you.
Your story don't make sense, but okay.
I love it. I love it. I really love this. I love it. I mean, this is I'm fascinated with you. I'm fascinated by you right now.
We can do like a test trial, but it will still happen, and I will end up in somebody's
You heard
corner.
that, right? You heard that, right? You heard it. Test trial
But
coming soon.
No, I'm not going to do it again. Just because of my experience.
You just said you do a test trial.
Y'all, see, I did that to see if there was going to be some. This is what I experienced.
Why are you punking out? We can do a test trial.
And it's not like you have to leave soon or anything. We'll
set it up.
We can set it up
it'll be
early.
A whole experience. It'll be an experience.
I'll be like,
you will not be like that. We'll start off with a half a gummy and see what happened. And if you wilding out like crazy on a half a gummy, then I can understand and never again.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe it.
I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. It's not for me.
Well, why would you ask us if it was not for you? You really trying to make a point there. It didn't land right well. So let's
We need to end my asshole. Are y'all assholes? Yes.
We're going to do a test run. Please believe.
We're going to have a day.
No.
We're just going to have fun.
Yes.
No, doesn't that sound like fun?
I'm hot now. Y'all working me up. I'm going to have to take off my shirt.
The only time we do that is when you chilling. You ain't got no responsibilities to deal with for the day, or you're done with your responsibilities for the day and you could just chill. That's when you take one. And then
you sound
put you
like
right to sleep.
Smokey. You sound like Smokey in that moment. Come on, you ain't got to go to work.
I mean, because that's the only time. That's the only time I'm gonna do it. I ain't got no responsibilities. I'm chilling. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I ain't got to drive nowhere. I ain't got to meet up with nobody. That's the perfect time. Take one, watch a movie, laugh, go to sleep. My TV be going into screensaver mode. I'll probably be zoned out just watching that shit.
See, and I don't like that. My person, I do not like that.
Okay, let me read one of these.
Go ahead.
All right, let's see.
That's not fun for me.
All right.
I'm proud of you for holding your ground, Rell.
Thanks.
Mighty asshole for telling my boyfriend he can't spend Christmas with me and the kids.
Goddamn.
My 34 female partner, 49 male, absolutely hates Christmas and has ruined it for the past 4 Christmases by being mean. Whether it's moaning about hating the festivities or saying it's pointless because his family isn't there. His mom passed 25 years ago and his father 8 years ago. It actually boils down to a very depressing case of money. I'm poor, brought up poor, not fussed because money really doesn't buy happiness. I have 3 teens and 1 2-year-old surprise baby with a partner. I live with my children in my own home and work hard, pay bills, etc., and expect nothing by way of financial help. I especially know not to ask from partner because it always comes with additional costs, be it interest or hours to work at his. He, on the other hand, has retired early and has made his pile, which is very commendable. However, this makes him particularly mean. He won't use electric at his despite owning and earning from a wind generator. He rarely buys food and instead eats hours. He uses my cars. Rell, let me finish!
He won't buy food, but instead eats hours.
Mm-hmm. What? All right. He uses my car and van and doesn't refuel, let alone chip in towards tax, repairs, servicing. He expects me to pay for everything, and so far I have, with minimal complaint because I'm always worried about being a financial burden or not being worth the expense. I'm working on these issues, and I know he uses them to his advantage. Now, though, Christmas is approaching. This Christmas is my last with my children all together for a while. The 2 eldest have been applied to universities and both are likely to get in. The eldest says she'll possibly stay at a university for Christmas holidays. The second munchkin says they're considering the same. My boy might want to spend next one with my ex-husband, and so on. Christmas 2023 might be very different indeed. This is why it's so important this year. For us, Christmas is spending the day together, eating the best food we've had all year, usually digging out of the old PS console, the Wii, and generally having a good laugh in front of the fire. It's about family and love. For my partner, it's about how much he had to spend on stuff he personally doesn't get the benefit from. So I formally invited him this year, but told him that if there was any moaning about money or how much he hates the hypocrisy of it all, or grumbling about waste or other people's, not ours, because we don't waste, he wouldn't be allowed to come. Am I the asshole?
Who's gonna go first?
I think you should go first.
Yeah.
Girl.
One else Do
Do you know the words, Rell?
love from me. Hanging by the passenger side of his best friend's rain. Trying to... I can't sing, but you get the point. That's so stressful.
What are you doing for her? You're not doing shit for her, but adding stress and acting like a fucking old man child.
And I'm not gonna hate. Like, I'm not the biggest Christmas person, but my mom ruined Christmas for me. My mom is a huge Christmas person. October 1st, my mom listened to Christmas music.
Oh,
my mom has 4 Christmas trees, and my childhood was spent setting up Christmas trees and breaking those bitches down. Putting ornaments in their own little boxes and putting them in their... Like, I hate that part of Christmas. I love the family part and everything, but for you to ruin the holidays because you're complaining about money is terrible. And it should be like what you can provide. It shouldn't have to be... It's not always monetary. So...
She need to just leave his ass and call it a day.
And then why are you like, if your holidays and things like that, important days are supposed to be spent with the people who mean the most to you and important people in your life. And if you're not inviting your partner to those things.
Well, she feels obligated not to invite him because of how he's acting. And then I get that he's lost his family, and I get that part, but don't ruin someone else's Christmas because of,
Right. It's time to make new traditions.
Yeah. Make new memories with your girlfriend, and her kids, and see how you can make them happy. Instead, you just...
He sounds like a user.
Well, definitely.
You don't use your electric at your house.
You eating all her food, and she over here struggling. Like, you not gonna fill up her cabinets? Give her money?
I feel like I shouldn't laugh, but...
Nah, you can laugh. It's just funny.
It's him. It's
messed up.
Yeah, it's him. I feel bad for her. She needs to get rid of him ASAP. Because he's not doing enough for you. I could see if he was if you were benefiting him being there. Right. But you're not.
He's a leech.
He's just acting like a little bitch and anybody got time for it. Dump his ass.
I need another shot.
You can have another shot. Go ahead. Go ahead.
B?
No, she's not the asshole for that. As a matter of fact, she really needs to just break up with his ass. Like it's deeper than that. He's problematic as hell.
Mm-hmm. Very toxic.
Very, very toxic.
Like, what are you contributing?
Right. It's not even, it would be okay if he didn't contribute, but it's the fact that he takes away. Like he's taking away the experience. He's eating into her resources. And yo, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
So we all agree she need to dump his ass.
Yeah, at the minimum, she's not an asshole for excluding him from Christmas, and he shouldn't have a problem with it. To be quite honest, because he's not a Christmas person.
Yeah,
he's letting her off. She's letting him off the hook. So that's kind of cool, right?
Yes and no, because if he's been like that, then she's dealing with it too. So, and she says she's working on certain things. You just gotta cut him loose. Period.
Agreed. You got another one there?
I got another one here.
Okay.
This one says, "Am I the asshole for being mad about my dad adopting a child?"
Lord.
All right, let's see here. Me, 16 male, mom, 37 female, and dad, 36 male. Divorced 5 years ago. My dad came out as bi and said he was in love with a friend of his. He ended up marrying his friend. The first 2 years after the divorce were okay. They split custody 50-50 and we had a pretty great relationship. But then my dad and his husband moved to another city 2.5 hours away from our place because of his husband's job. So the custody agreement changed from a whole week to weekends only for the last 3 years. It was going pretty okay. My dad is happy. My mom has a fiance, so I'm happy too. Thus, I went to my dad's last weekend, and for my surprise, there was a 4-year-old boy sitting on the couch watching cartoons. I thought he was maybe my stepdad's nephew, so I asked my dad, and he said that little boy is my brother. Because they had just adopted him, I got a little pissed because to this point, they never talked about having kids of their own, and I mean this was an adoption. This went on for months, maybe years, and they never mentioned anything to me. I know they don't owe me any explanations of what they do with their lives. It's just that it feels so fed up, like if I wasn't part of the family. My dad told me it wasn't a big deal, and I'm just exaggerating. I didn't go to my dad's this Saturday when he called me to check why I didn't go. I told him I was mad at him for the way he ignored me during this whole process. His husband says I'm being a brat. Am I wrong here, or are my feelings valid?
Oh, you want me to go first, bro? That was that look?
No, go. I'm just don't want to over talk anyone, so go ahead.
Oh, wow. I appreciate that. That's kind of borderline. I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but he's a grown-ass man, and it's like his dad is basically starting a new life, and yeah, you know, whatever.
What?
No, but I mean, he's raised his son, right? He's divorced.
Well,
his
the
wife.
son is only 16.
Oh, well, I got the ages confused. 30.
The son is 16. The wife is 36. I'm sorry. The mom is 37 and the dad is 36. He is 16.
Okay, but all right. He can be upset, but like, yo, his dad has moved on. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's building a life with his partner, and they want to have a child. And so, no,
so he's the asshole.
He's the asshole.
Okay, Rell.
So someone I grew up with had something similar, except for her dad moved to California.
Oh, shit.
So it was a longer distance and same situation, but she would spend summers. So in her situation, it was more of a shock when it's like, oh, I only get to see you in the summertime. And then now I come and there's this random person in your life, but I talk to you almost every day, and it never came up.
Yeah.
And it's not only about, okay, this new child, but it's like I'm mourning the loss of my parents being together, my dad moving away, my dad hiding this big part of his life. And then now you're just telling me to accept this person. So it's very, I don't know how to explain it.
So is he the asshole or no?
He's not the asshole. Like, his feelings are valid.
Yeah, I don't think he's an asshole either, because you're bringing a totally another person, and that's your child.
And why was it a secret?
Right. Why are you making it a secret?
Why wasn't the process an open process?
Right. Like, hey, we're thinking about having, we're thinking about you having a brother. How would you feel about that? Let's talk about it.
And it doesn't even have to, like, he's trying to move on with his life, just like
As
how
he
he
should.
married someone new that, you should take your child's feelings in consideration, but you don't have to. But I think that it would have just been nice to, like, have him along for the ride. Like, okay, like, I'm in this new marriage. I'm happy. I can finally be myself. This is what we want to do. Like, this is the
right.
Like, and he's 16. He's old enough to be a part of the process,
right? And make it fun. Like, hey, you're going to be a big brother. Do you want to help us? Pick out what he should. How his room should look,
Right.
or where's something like that type of conversation. But you just like snuck that shit in. Didn't give a fuck about my feelings.
And that's what happened to this girl that I knew.
That's mad grime. Especially you're only 2.5 hours away. You are not a flight away. You're 2.5 hours away. That's a nice weekend. If I really wanted to be there for a week for spring break or whatever the case is, like, there's plenty of times when we could have had this conversation. We could have had this conversation in person. So him's feelings being dismissed, I think that's fucked up, especially if that's your child. Yeah, you can move on. Nobody's telling you can't move on and have your other, and start a new life. But you can't leave your kid, back in your old life. Right. That's not how that works. You bring your kid with you wherever you go. And if you're going to add, then have that conversation.
So why did you say the kid was an asshole?
I mean, yeah, it's harsh, but it's like, dude, like once your parents divorce, you have to take on whatever lives they.
Not real. No.
I mean, you have to do. I mean, I can't stop. You can't stop your parents from.
Right. I agree with that.
Right, but how come you don't feel that, or how come you don't think the father was wrong for not letting his kid know, hey, we're gonna add to the family? Not saying it in a way where it's an option, but saying it in a way where, like, hey, this is what's going on. This is the process that we have to go through. I want you to be a part of the process.
But finish your first thought. Why, before we go to that,
okay,
because you're like feeding him. Why do you think that he's the asshole?
Just being upset to that point. Like, it's okay to be upset, but like, you can't stop it. Like, I'm a big proponent of, if you can't control it, if it's out of your control, if there's nothing you can do about it, you have to move forward, right? If you value your relationship, if he values his relationship with his father clearly made a mistake, but if you value the relationship and it's important to you, then you have to find a way to accept it and move forward with it. Like, I don't want to sacrifice.
Okay.
I know.
And then to Jazz's point, okay, accepting it, whatever. So why didn't the father explain to the son that he was going to adopt a child?
I don't know. I mean, it's fucked up, but then you're talking about somebody who is like, I have questions like, all right, are you bisexual or are you gay?
I mean, that doesn't matter.
Well, no, it does matter.
How does it matter?
To the whole approach, to his approach, right? So if he's built a life, if he's gay, right? Let's say his wife was really a beard, like he was trying to live a life that wasn't his. He's been in the closet. He's gone all this time. He's used to doing shit on the low and being sneaky about it, right? Okay. Now he's to a point where, okay, now I'm going to live my truth. Now, but just because you decide on Monday you're going to live your truth doesn't mean that everything that comes up, you can be open about it. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying the father's approach is good, and I understand why he's upset, but I'm just thinking, like, if I was in that position, how hard, like, you've already divorced his mother, right? You're openly gay. You're in an openly gay relationship. That's one more hit. That's already 2 hits that this kid is taking. Now you're coming with another hit, like, we're going to adopt a child. You're going to have a sibling And so I can understand how that would be a hard thing to.
But because it's hard, then it's not okay to do it.
I'm not saying it's okay to do it. I'm just saying I understand how he could have handled the situation that he did. What I'm saying for the son at 16, you have to make, because I've been in this position. I'm not in that exact position, but just having parents that are divorced and my dad moving on and getting married, and like
right. But that's different versus you're adopting. Like that's a whole process. And for the fact that you didn't,
I know that. But what I'm saying is that being in the position and my dad making decisions about his life, because he's created a new life, a new world, and me having to accept it. Like having to deal with it. It's like I had to make a decision like, do I want my dad in my life? Or am I going to be upset about certain decisions that he's made and just push him away and not have a relationship?
I can say that I'm open to your perspective, but just because I've had the experience alongside my friend, I will say that the parent, like the father, is the asshole. The
father's definitely the asshole. He's definitely an ass. He handled it wrong. I'm not saying he handled it right.
Yeah, but you're saying homeboy. You're saying that the son is the asshole.
Yeah, you gotta let it go, dude.
Like I definitely understand that, and like the whole thing about it's hard to like open up, and like opening up and coming out was like a big thing, and so now opening up about other things. It's going to be hard.
You're piling on. And the other thing about the adoption process, it's a long process, right?
So that's perfect time.
No, that's what I am thinking.
You have so much time to have a conversation.
Having this kid on, I would be livid,
right? I'll be so like you had all this time to even talk about that.
I'm saying, but hear me out though, because it's a long process, and at any given point in time in that process, you could be turned down. It might be one of those situations where it's like, yo, we don't want to say nothing until we have the child, and it's a done deal. Because who wants to have those difficult conversations, prepare people for it, and then for some reason,
because you say, hey, we might.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, finish.
Right. You get to the point where you have all these difficult conversations. You deal with all the emotions and things that's going to come with it, the angst and all that. And then you go through all that, and then they're like, no, you can't adopt a child for whatever reason. Now you've gone through all that. You've hurt people. You've gotten all these emotions involved, and it doesn't even happen. You see
How are you hurting somebody, though?
Because they still have to. If I'm like, yeah, I'm going to adopt it. I'm trying to adopt a child, right? The kid is going to be upset. Right? He's going to be upset. You got to work through all that. Meanwhile, you're working through the process of actually solidifying the adoption. If the adoption doesn't happen, maybe you're like, yo, we're only going to try this one time. And if the adoption doesn't work, we're not going to entertain it anymore. It doesn't work. And now you've upset your son over something that didn't happen anyway. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, it's just you're moving on. You now have a new husband. You have a new life. Children it's just like a natural.
Yeah.
Not for everyone, but it is.
It's natural for them, especially if he knew he was going to want to have another kid.
So just say it. I don't think we all know it's a long process, but I think that there would be nothing wrong, and it would save a lot of heartache and what he's going through now to be like, hey, we want children. We don't know in what capacity that's going to be. And right now we're exploring adoption.
Yes.
Period.
Perfect. That would have been a segue. He can digest. This feels weird. There it is. He can digest what was said. And then if he has any questions about it, he can ask about that and get it all out the way. So by the time a kid is there, it wouldn't be a surprise. They'll be like, oh, you must be the kid. You must be my little brother. Instead of just like, yo, who's this kid? That's your nephew.
That's the same thing. Like, so your parents are divorced. What if your parents divorced and shortly after there was just some kid there?
No, it would definitely be fucked up. It would absolutely be fucked up.
Without any warning. Not even like, hey, like your father didn't tell you that there's someone there. You found out by seeing it, and it's like, who's that?
Right.
And you're like, oh, it's my stepfather's nephew or whatever. You never even thought that it would be
Another
your
your
sibling.
sibling.
Yeah, I listen, trust me, for a personal experience. I have experience. I've been in that position. And so but
I can't. How have you been in that position? Because he got someone pregnant, and then you had to accept that you're having another sibling.
It was almost like that. There was a point, yeah. I mean, it was after.
Yeah, but
the
at
shit
least
was
you
in
knew
motion.
before the kid was here. You had 9 months to really think about that.
Yeah, but it was already in motion.
Yeah,
it was already in motion. So it's
Right, but this was already in motion. He knew nothing about it. You already knew about it. Like, if you find out that somebody is having a baby, you had 9 months to see if that's something you want to accept when the kid is here.
It still hits hard.
The same.
It still hits hard. It doesn't matter if the child is here or not. It still hits hard. It's like when you look at a parent and you just assume that whatever siblings you have are the siblings you're going to have, and there's not going to be anybody anymore. And then all of a sudden, one day they're like, hey, this is about to happen. It hits hard. It doesn't matter. In fact, sometimes I feel like it might be easier if the child is there, because then it's a person. It's not like an abstract concept of like, oh, there's going to be, what is this child going to be like? You have somebody that you can see, visualize, you can touch, you can get to know right then and there, instead of going through the process of like,
waiting and
waiting. That's my point. He's the father definitely could have handled it better, but I also understand why. And maybe for all we know, he wasn't the driver in the relationship to have the child. Maybe his partner was really the one that was like, yo, I want to have it, and pushing
even
the
more
problem.
of a reason to have a conversation with your kid. I can't take the lack of parenting. That's my thing. I can't take the lack of it. It's your responsibility to make sure your kid is okay at all times. And if they're going to have a moment, that's understandable, but be there and support them. And for you to say, not you, but for his dad to be like, you're exaggerating. And then his partner is like, you're being a brat. That's not cool. Like, that's not, he doesn't need that.
It's definitely all fucked up.
So he's very valid to feel how he feels until they support him in a way where it's like, hey, we messed up. We should have reacted this way, or we should have handled it better. I bet you that's all he probably wants. So then he can just start being open on being a big brother.
But it makes me wonder if, like, what kind of relationship do they have if he didn't talk to his son ahead of time? Like, you would think if they had a really close relationship or whatnot, maybe he would have felt more comfortable to have the conversation.
I don't
earlier.
think the relationship has to do anything with it, because even with my friend, I think it's exactly what you said. It's like being scared to open up about that part of their lives. Because like I said, in my friend's situation, she talked to her dad almost every day.
Right.
And that never came up. So it has nothing to do with the closeness or quality of their relationship. I think it was just another thing that they were afraid to experience, and they didn't know how to go about it. Right. So that's why I say I'm in the middle. I don't think any one of them is the asshole. They're both valid for their feelings, but the part that I don't like is like how you're saying is that the stepdad is now saying like you're a brat for feeling this way.
Yeah. I don't like when parents I don't like when parents are just like, you have a responsibility as a parent. And the fact that you're not supporting your son, even if he's having a moment, you're not supporting him in a way where he could still feel comfortable to be like, all right, Dad, I had my moment, but I wish you just would have told me before. And the fact that you're coming at him saying he's exaggerating, and then your partner, that's going to say a lot, because then he's not going to have a relationship with your partner. Like, you married this person and you forgot about your kid.
Agreed. No, everybody handled it right. It's.
Yeah, he's going to have to accept it. But at the same time, he'll probably get to a point where he's like, I don't even want to go over there. And that sucks, because it's the parent's responsibility to always make sure that communication is always open.
Absolutely.
Especially for a 16-year-old.
16-year-old.
Even now, like, your kid could be 30, 40, and it's still your parent's responsibility to make sure communication's open.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to thug it out, because now he's got a brother. He's got He's gonna have to thug it out. Again, man, to me when things aren't in your control, like if it's out of your control and whatnot, you gotta
control the controllable.
Yeah,
right,
and either be a part of it or don't.
Right,
That's just it. But your feelings are very valid.
Agreed, but still,
Your feelings are valid. You are not an asshole.
But toughen up, Buttercup. That's that
He's
part.
16 though. Like, ain't no 16-year-old gonna be tough right now, B. Oh man, those are the only two I had. So
I mean, it's about intimacy, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, look how BB walking these segues, man.
I guess, yeah.
Do you guys have intimacy in your life? Do you feel like you have a good amount of intimacy?
Yeah.
Do you?
Maybe.
I'm not talking about s'mores intimacy. I'm talking about...
I do.
S'mores intimacy or regular intimacy?
Both.
Oh, word?
Yeah. And I can talk about not s'mores intimacy.
There you go.
I love it. I love that for you. So Jazzy found this great clip of Sir Trevor Noah. Not Sir Trevor Noah.
I did? No,
him.
you did. You found it.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Oh my God.
It's been a long
Did
weekend.
you have a hangover? Are you sure?
He's the one with the hangover.
He the one with the hangover.
He feeling good over there.
No, man. No, it's been a crazy 24 hours. So this clip of Trevor Noah talking about unpacking the conversation about intimacy. Mm-hmm. And I guess I will play the clip so that we can discuss. Let's see if this comes through the way it's supposed to. Gosh, iPhone, come on.
Men in their 30s are having less sex. I think there was a Washington Post article that came out saying that men in their 30s are having less sex than ever before, in history. And I think it was framed as, and forgive me, but I'm paraphrasing, it was like framed as they're not having enough sex or not having as much sex as they would like to have, and the number has gone down dramatically over the past few decades. And so obviously that study came out, and I was reading that, and the first thing I thought was like, well, you don't know how much people are having sex. You know how much people told you they're having sex. That's the first thing. But even if it is true, it was interesting to see the conversations that came afterwards, because then some people were saying, this is why we need to have a right to sex in this country. You need to have a right to sex. No, and I think it got, that's why I say bad branding. I think what some people were saying was, we need to decriminalize sex work in America and in the world because we've created these structures that now make people ashamed, and that conversation, I don't even think I'm, close to being qualified to speak on. I think sex workers have actually started many great conversations around how they think the industry should be formalized and changed. I found it interesting how the framing always talks about men and sex alone. No, but it never talks about two things. One, very seldom in society do we talk about how the expectation of sex was often set by a society controlled by men, and women were just subject to it, And as that has changed, you would hope that now the dynamics would change. But it also makes it seem so one-dimensional. They go like, women, men aren't having the sex that they want to have or wish to have. And I go like, how much sex do they think they're supposed to have? Let's start there. Secondly, like, do they think they're entitled to the sex? And third, and most importantly for me, and I really feel like we don't speak about this enough, is people don't realize how often men are experiencing a lack of intimacy. And the only place that they can experience that intimacy is through sex. We've created a society where men are so afraid to be vulnerable with each other, to be, sensitive with each other, to care for each other, to love each other. Even saying that as a guy, you always have to change and be like, you can't just say, I love you. You have to be like, I love you, dog. You know what I mean? You got to throw it like you can't just say it. And it's interesting because that is where I do feel women have done a much better job of being there intimately for each other. Not sexually, but intimately. And I think we take for granted how much in society men who say sex is the thing they're not getting are actually struggling with a lack of companionship, of intimacy, of being in a space with a person where they're sharing, everything from serotonin to endorphins to what humans need to feel, And I hope we can change that conversation just a little bit more. I hope we get to the place where guys go, oh, I actually didn't need the sex. I needed to be held. And I live in a society where it's hard to be held unless I'm having sex. Because as guys, you can't just go to a guy and be like, just hold me. True. And I hope the conversation goes there, not just from, well, a right to sex. It's like, no, sometimes you just want to be held. There are many sex workers who've talked about this, where they'll talk about how many men will pay them and then say, hey, can we just talk? Can we just sit on the bed and talk? And can you just hold me? Can you just... And I think if we have a little more of those conversations, a few more honest conversations, a few more vulnerable conversations, we may get to a place where it's not just about sex or no sex. It's people actually saying, oh yeah, we are full human beings who require a full spectrum of affection and affections towards us. And in the same way, for many years, great therapists have been saying that women have to be allowed to express that they want and enjoy sex. I think we also have to encourage men in society to go, hey, I want to express and enjoy intimacy despite or apart from sex. And yeah, maybe we can make it happen. What do you think? You have been? Yeah? You can try it. Yeah? You can try it. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
I love you, man. Give me a hug. You're trying to make this natural. Just keep this thing going. It's good, man. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it. I love you, man. I love you, man. I love you. I love you.
This is such a heavy, not a heavy, but a topic with many layers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I feel like everything he said is very true.
Okay. What layers? Many layers. What are the key layers for you, Rell?
So he's talking about, men saying that they're not having as much sex as they would like or they've had historically. And he goes into saying about it's due to the lack of intimacy that men are allowed culturally or by societal norms are allowed to show or express. But it has to do with societal norms, one, what sex culture is, what sex culture was born out of, what porn or how people learn about sex. Mm-hmm. So sex culture in general, how women and men are portrayed in sex, mm-hmm. The words that we use to describe sex, they all play a part into the whole realm of sex.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. So as a man,
I mean, we're really here for your opinion at this moment.
So my experience lately has been, I think as a society in general, everyone has their walls up. They have their guard up. Mm-hmm. And intimacy, being intimate with someone, I mean, it can be as, physical as just being held. Emotionally, it can be, it can be just having someone you can confide in and talk to and whatnot. And there's, at least in my life, there's a lack of both of those things because no one wants to. They have their walls up, and like me personally, I'm to the point where I'm tired. I'm done trying to climb over walls or break down walls or reassure people that hey, I'm safe. You don't have to worry about these things. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where the shortage of intimacy exists right now because everybody is so like
walls up. It's so. I agree with you. It's hard to find, for me, even a man, to be like vulnerable.
Yes.
Like I would love that because if you show that you're vulnerable, I can be vulnerable too.
Right.
Like don't just have me because I'm a woman being vulnerable, but like I want you to be vulnerable too. Mm-hmm. But I think I know why people have their walls up because when people are vulnerable, they're afraid that someone will throw it back in their face because someone has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Social media.
Yeah.
You should be on social media. Or like how many times have we seen like somebody there'll been a nasty breakup And then they'll be throwing out all kinds of, oh, you got a small dick, you did this, and what about when you cry, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right? So that is very problematic. I think it speaks to why we have the issues that we have right now. And it feels like the world is getting colder and colder and colder because we can't be, like, we need to be able to be intimate with at least one person.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you've been held, Jazzy?
Not too long ago.
Oh, shit. Rell.
It's funny when you said like being intimate, like not including s'mores. The reason why I laughed is because I experienced this. And I know what intimacy is because my mother's side of the family is very intimate. No matter who you are, they'll hug you, like you'll feel very welcome. My father's side of this family is not like that. As my aunts and uncles have gotten older, I don't know what the change is, but they've become more, I don't know.
I think maybe because they realize life is short at that
Right.
moment, and they're like, now we have to, appreciate
And
everybody
show our
and
love.
show our love.
But growing up, it wasn't like that. So I always saw the stark difference
Yeah.
in the family dynamics.
Yeah.
So,
And then it depends, and like you said, like how you're raised as well. Like I'm a lovable person. I show my friends love all the time. I tell them I love them. I'll send them random messages out of nowhere. Hey, I love you. I hope you're okay. Or just anything in general in that manner, just because I want them to know, like, you're safe when you want to have a conversation. A lot of my guy friends, I always let them know, and they take up on that because I'm not going to judge them. Just say what you want to say, and then just be like, I'm here for you. If you need an ear, if you need a hug. I've noticed, so one of my guy friends, he would always vent to me because the women that he would date, or if I think if he's currently dating one where she's not affectionate. And he would vent to me about it. Like, she's not affectionate. She doesn't give me a hug. Like, I got upset because, my dog passed away and I'm very close with my dog. And she just was like, oh, your dog died? Oh, okay. And let him be, because in her head, it's like he needs his alone time. When in reality, he just wanted a hug and just to be consoled because he just lost his best friend, And it's just like, well, did you tell her that? He was like, I've told her before and she just doesn't do anything about it. And I'm like, damn. Like, what do you tell someone that? Be like, well, if you need a hug, I got you. I can give you a hug. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's all I can do for you. But just know, like, I'm here for you because you clearly don't have that. And that sucks. And you need to find that in somebody. And something simple as being intimate. Intimate doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be sex. And I think that's where it gets construed. A lot of men think intimacy is sex, and it doesn't have to be that way. It's literally you're venting about your day, or you just want to hug, or you just want to chill. And like he said, them sex workers are getting paid to just listen at this point. So, yeah.
And then part of this conversation, I got a little confused because I'm like, how did we go from sex to like the intimacy part? So I guess he's saying that because there's a lack of intimacy leads to the lack of sex.
Right, because they're saying like men aren't having as much sex now, and it's like, well, you're probably having not enough sex, or the amount of sex you used to have because
Due to the lack of
intimacy.
Okay, so I did get it right.
No.
That's what I got from that. What did you say?
No, what he was saying is that people are saying they're not having enough sex, but what he feels as though it's a lack of intimacy.
Not the lack of sex. It's the lack of intimacy.
It's
okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Like it's like, yeah, we
The
talk
sex
about
is the same, but the intimacy part is lacking.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's where we're going wrong, because yes, you can go out and pretty much most people can find somebody to fuck.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You fuck, you do your thing. As soon as you bust, within minutes,
You're gone.
Right.
You can breathe again. Your mind is back to where it was.
Right. You're like, ooh, look at that
Time for me to go.
Right. But so that was so he was referencing the study about sex, but he was saying that he just feels like we don't have enough intimacy, which is true.
But then why did he say that that's what people are saying? That's what men are saying, that they're getting a lack of sex. You're not going to construe sex and intimacy.
Yeah, but you know what? If you have, I think the idea is that if you're getting
intimacy,
if you're getting intimacy, then
it'll lead to sex.
Or you don't need to have, not that
or you'll feel
need
fulfilled. You won't feel like there's a lack of sex.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. It's I kind of almost feel like it's the kind of calories you take in. Like if you always eat junk food and stuff that's not nutritious, you're going to feel like shit and you're always going to be hungry. But if you eat things that are nourishing, then you feel, you get what I'm saying?
I like that.
Like that. Yay. We're playing for the metaphor. The analogy. So do you struggle with being intimate with people, Rell? Or I like...
No, because my love language is...
showing them that you care?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you, Jazz?
I don't think so.
I remember probably one of the first intimate moments that I had, like as an adult, like I was driving with Crazy Girl. And we were driving and she just simply reached over and started rubbing the back of the head. Mm-hmm. And that moment, I damn near crashed the car because
she did right. Yes, she did.
Because it was so, you know what I mean? It was almost like I never knew that was my spot. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, and it's just like, you know, like her and I, as toxic as the relationship was in certain areas, she, for whatever reason, we were able to read each figure. We had a level of intimacy that we could know what to do, when to do it, how to do it at the right time.
I feel like for me, that's a natural thing to do. Like if I'm in the car with my partner and he's driving, it's natural for me to just over and rub his neck and chill and whatever, or hold hands. Like people don't even hold hands no more.
Nope, they sure don't.
Or like when you're driving, like I feel like, you know, you can hold each other's hand while you're driving. I feel like that should be natural.
I like grabbing
or the thigh.
I love rubbing the thigh.
I think
or
people
the
have
thigh.
to recognize though what your partner's love language is, because hers is clearly, or yours is physical touch.
No, mine is communication.
No, but in that, you're saying that was so intimate to you. That was physical touch that you thought that was so intimate that you almost crashed the car. That's a big deal.
But you got to keep in mind too, everybody, I feel like all the love languages are for everybody. Like we all have all of the love languages that we like at different moments of the
what I'm saying is that what is natural for someone to express. So if someone doesn't like to hold hands, their love language isn't physical touch, but your partner may be. So what I'm saying is that you have to keep in mind what your partner's love language is.
Yes.
So that you can be more intentional.
And more loving, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Of showing the love in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way that happens, you figure that out, is by being intimate.
Yeah.
You having pain, because intimacy is... To me, it is you are blocking everything else out in that moment when you're with that person, and you are paying attention to what they do.
I take that back. So first is communication, not just being intimate, because we can be intimate and you can be doing stuff to me and touching me and you think that you're being intimate, but that's not really doing anything for me. Mm-hmm. It maybe do something for you because you like it, but you don't know what my definition of intimacy is.
Right.
So I think you have to find out what your partner's love language is, or what they find is intimacy.
Or just tell them. Like if you know what's your love language, then tell them what your love language is.
Like when she touched the back of your neck, did you tell her that you liked that? Or did she know?
She knew.
Okay. I'm just saying, but sometimes people don't communicate what they need.
But I think if you're being intimate, when you're having intimate moments with people, what's going on is you guys are paying attention to each other, and you're like like I said, everything else is blocked out, right? You're focused on what they're saying, what they're doing, and how you're feeling and how things are going. Like that's what you're being into. You're sharing with them parts of yourself that you won't share with the rest of the world.
You're showing your vulnerability at that moment.
You're exposed.
And then if they're going to take up on it and follow through, because if they don't follow through with it, then it's like, well, clearly you don't listen.
Right. They're not interested in
fulfilling
that. So, but even just with like friends, like I tell my close friends, I'm like, I love you. And I don't have to be like, I love you, dog, or whatever. Like, I mean, the people that matter to me, I will randomly just be like, yo, you mean a lot to me. Or I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Like, hey, I'm just reaching out to give you a welfare check. Like just that. And that a lot of that is missing because I don't get a lot of that in return. Like, and it fucks me up because the people like appreciate it. They're like, yo, I love that. That's so dope that you do that. I'm like, but you don't ever fucking
you don't do it back. Right. But it's not their way of showing love.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying is that you have to be mindful of other people. Like, they're not aware.
You have to be mindful, but at the same time, if you know that's how they are, then do that in return for them.
Right.
Don't do it. You don't have to do it for everybody else. But if you know that we've done that with each other. Me and Brandon have done that a few times. I know that works for him and he knows that works for me because we just always want to make sure, yo, you ever need anything, I got you. And that's how it should be with those. Or like me, I talk to a lot of my friends all the time. They don't check in with me all the time because they're just not like that. But they know I will hit them up or I'll send them random shit and they acknowledge it just so I know. But because they know I'm that person. I check up on you and like make sure you're good. And if it's a weekly thing, they know that from me and they've accepted that from me because that's my way of showing love for them and to them.
Yeah, it just bugs me. It just kind of wears me out so I could do something that you really like and appreciate. Yeah. And then it never occurs to you to return the favor. Like there's people out there, I'm like, wow, if that made you feel good, if you really appreciate it, why would you not want to spread that?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's because, so for example, I dated someone who's, or just not, well, their love language is words of affirmation. That is not on the top of my list at all. That is something, I know that's why nothing ever
transpired.
Yes, nothing, our relationship didn't flourish because I suck at words of affirmation. I don't like it. It's not the top of my list. And so it's hard for me to reciprocate that. And so I wasn't using my words enough to satisfy them. But I'm like, dog, I said I love you. Or like, you look handsome
you said
today.
Literally, dog, I told you I love you.
No, I didn't. But I'm saying is like, I felt like I said it enough today, but it wasn't enough for that person. And it's like, there has to be, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, you have to keep in mind that other person, that's not that the other person's love language, and I'm making the effort, and I don't know.
Did they show you words of affirmation?
Yes, and that did nothing for me.
Did you? And so, like tell, you're saying, you're doing this.
Yes, but like you're saying, you're like, oh, I do this for you all the time because that's how you like to show love. But that doesn't mean that's received.
But here's the difference, though, because what I'm saying is that when I do these things for people, they appreciate it. You said
just like when someone says I'm beautiful, I'm like, oh, thank you. That's nice. He said he thinks that I'm beautiful. That's nice, but
acknowledging something as being nice is different from actually being emotionally moved by it. And saying like, yo, I like that shit. Like that makes me feel good. Like you make me feel like I hold a special place in your life. So if I've done something to make you feel that way, I don't understand why it doesn't occur
and so
to you.
That's my first time realizing that, oh, that's dope. Do you expect that person to like always do that now? If that's not in their regular?
I would expect that person to like take a mental note and be like, okay, my partner likes this, so I can start doing this for them in the future.
Yes.
Now, do you do it every day? No, you don't do it every day. But every so often, or if they're just having a rough day, or if they just feel down, you do that because it might help them lift up their moment for the day. But to do it every day and consistently, maybe not, because you're not used to that. But that person made it clear that words of affirmation is important to them, and you didn't try.
Yeah, I think it comes down to you just didn't like them enough.
Or that too.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're gonna do what you know the best for someone you're really interested in.
Right.
So
it's like for me, like I might not be into dogs, but if I love you, if I'm into you and I see that you love your dogs, guess what? Now I'm loving your dogs. Whatever. As long as it's not anything that's toxic or dangerous or whatnot, if you're into it,
you'll be open to it.
Yes, I'll be at the very least open to it, but I'm going to feed into it. I'm going to nourish it because I know that it makes you happy, and I want to make you happy.
I understand that because I've liked football for.
Okay, brown sugar.
I think you'll try for someone that you're really interested in.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
But just because it's not your love language and it's theirs doesn't mean you don't try to show them their love language.
I agree. I just feel like people are really hard on people whose partner doesn't match their love language.
Well, because I think it comes down to the effort. Like maybe I might like Spanish is not my language, right? But I can try to learn how to speak it, to communicate to somebody who speaks Spanish. And I might not ever be really good at it, but hopefully they recognize that
you're trying. Like if you go to another country and you try to speak their language, they're going to try to help you more because it's like, oh, wow, this person is not from here and they're trying. So let me do the best I can to help them.
Exactly. So move that over to love language. Yeah, words of affirmation might not be your thing, but if you know that's how it makes them work and gets them going, then you should want to be like to delve into that, and vice versa, because it's got to be a two-way street, right?
I think the only time I'm hard on somebody is when I've already mentioned it and then they do nothing about it. Then it's like, all right, you clearly are just wasting my time at that point. Because there's just nothing coming out of it. You're not doing what I've asked you to do. I've shared this information with you because I thought, X, Y, and Z and nothing's changed. Then it's a wrap.
Yeah. It's and I mean, with being intimate, it takes work. It takes effort. And I think a lot of people that they misidentify intimate moments because they are so stuck on having the situation be the way they want it to be, like
in their head,
like, if you were to go out and like we're going to go on a date and the person wants to have this specific kind of date and the person takes you and they're taken out on a date that doesn't match their expectations. It might be a way more intimate moment, but they're so stuck in I wanted A, B, C, and D to happen in this order.
That's just doing too much. You shouldn't. That's just... My thing is sometimes being intimate, it could be something so simple and easy and they make it hard for themselves.
Right.
It could be something. So like there's people who live together who are not intimate because one is in one room and the other one's in the other room. Why can't y'all just be together in one room and lay on each other or relax or just hold each other's hands? Or if she's cooking for you, you just come up from behind her and hold her by the waist. Or if he's cooking, you do that to him. Like it could be
because people weren't taught intimacy.
Oh yeah, that makes sense too. If you're not taught, but
yeah, like.
But it's not hard. At the same time, there's
like
Google, though.
But
there is Google. It's
hard
easy
to unlearn
how to be intimate.
No,
and there's
but
a whole
those
bunch
are
of
emotional
stuff.
things. I think that people are so hard on people, not realizing that there's so much to unpack. Like if you never saw it, or you saw your parents never being intimate. If you never there's some people who never saw their parents kiss.
Yeah,
but
then,
how do you?
I think that's being. So there's being intimate, and then there's being affectionate. Okay, now being affectionate.
it intertwines with each other.
An example of intimacy that I was sharing. So you can just take that example out. There's some people who have never seen their parent be intimate.
Correct.
They've never seen them hold hands. They've never seen them do anything for them. They've never seen them.
To me, that's being affectionate. That's affection when you're showing holding hands coming up.
Okay, give me an example of intimacy.
Sitting down and having a really not a deep conversation.
They've never seen their parents have any type of discussion because their parents have always had discussions behind closed doors.
So that makes sense, and that I understand. I think that's when it comes down to who's around you. Like, you have friends, right? Mm-hmm. You have friends that are in relationships. You can't hit up one of your friends and be like, yo, like, how do you be intimate with your girl? How do you be intimate with your boyfriend? How do
they know that they're not being intimate?
You ask. You can't ask your friend, hey, are you intimate? They don't know. They think to them that's normal. What they're doing is normal until they get into a relationship for someone to break it down to them. That, okay, this is what I need from you. Right.
But you have to, I think people are not giving people, I hate saying this, but grace. Yes.
We love that fucking word, don't we?
But I'm saying you're not giving them grace, but you have to remember that's not normal for them. And so they have to break
Okay,
that.
but then it's your job as that person to figure that shit out and start working on it.
That's easier said than done.
But then you also have to consider that it's intimacy is not a state. Like, it's not like an on and off switch. Like,
right.
Like, there's levels of it, right? Mm-hmm. And you have, like, we have a certain level of intimacy, right? Mm-hmm. But we all have deeper levels of intimacy with different people in our lives and whatnot. So I think the trick is finding somebody that you can match the depth of intimacy. Mm-hmm. Like, you could be with somebody, we could be together and I could share with you my deepest whatever, right? And you're just like, no, nigga, it's a little bit too much. I didn't need to know all that.
That's true.
Right. And I'm looking at you like, you don't tell me enough. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you do have to, like, just like everything else with your relationships, you have to find people who match your energy and match your abilities and extend grace and understand that, well, maybe right now at this stage in the game, we're not on the same level in terms of being able to be intimate. But as time passes, we can meet somewhere in the middle. Yeah,
because I feel like it's also a responsibility of your partner to show you that too.
Right.
Like they have that conversation and then you show them what intimacy is. And then when y'all having that moment, you could be like, you feel this? Do you understand this is intimacy, right? How you feel good and blah, blah, blah. They can point that out to them. Because you got to communicate what it is, especially to someone who knows nothing about it.
So I agree with that. But I feel like in today's world, in society, they're like, oh, he's not giving it to me. Next.
Yeah, well, that's a function of we have access to so many people.
Yeah.
We just...
And that's all I'm saying. It's just it's easy for people to be like next so quickly now.
Yeah.
There's no time to work on it because it's something that's not going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to happen in 2 months. To be honest,
but I think it can.
If it takes longer,
if you know what intimacy is, that can happen within 2 months.
Well, yes, but I'm saying there's no time. I don't think there's like a quick timetable on it to learn something like that.
It begins with.
It comes to the vibe of how y'all are with each other. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You can meet somebody that love and first sight shit. Like you just like I don't know you. Mm-hmm. But yo, I'm feeling the fuck out of you, and that begins the process of like, yo, we're gonna dive into the depths of intimacy. If we're both on the same page,
right?
Whereas if you have somebody you don't like,
then you just not gonna.
Right. You like, only on the weekends. Only on the weekends.
Only on the weekend. We will s'more only on the weekend. Okay.
Even this weekend, I wasn't. So maybe only on Saturdays.
You do the deed. You're like, so, you want to take a shower before you leave, or you want to take a whole bath? Like, let me walk you downstairs. No, I love intimacy, and I hope that at some point in my life I have more of it. But
you're a lover boy.
You couldn't tell.
Brandon, I feel like Brandon would just be like, yes.
That's why I'm surprised you're not in a relationship.
Right. I know. I'm not surprised.
Why are you not surprised?
Because you are just you. And
so generic.
I don't believe you should settle for anyone. So you have your reasons on why you are the way you are. Yeah. And you're single. And I'm all for it. Do do who makes you happy for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it just like I go hard. That's just what it comes down to.
Because when you love someone, you love them, you know, and you want to make sure they're happy. You want to go all above and beyond for them and everything. And then you don't want to waste that on someone who's just like, oh, I don't know how to be intimate. Like, bitch.
We're just a drain, you know?
Draining,
just a drain,
yes.
Just a drain.
Draining and the energy's gone. It's like, yo, it's just,
It is. And it's sad because like the ones that have the most potential in my life don't live close. I'm like, why? Why?
You need to move.
Don't do that.
no, because then we got to travel far.
I mean, I know that my soulmate is not here.
Your soulmate
Your soulmate is here.
Your soulmate is here.
He's too busy right now. He'll come to you. Don't find him. He'll find you.
Besides, you understand that a soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic link. You know,
Well, she's looking for her romantic soulmate.
I'm talking about my romantic soulmate.
Because I have a best friend soulmate.
Have you met your romantic soulmate?
I have.
Oh, is that the one that didn't work out?
I hope I didn't.
No. It's one that's just not. It's like two steps forward, 5 steps back, 1, 2. It's so.
So is that your soulmate? If it like things haven't, isn't it a soulmate? Is like, oh, everything's perfect, things have aligned, or no?
No. So my definition of a soulmate is someone who I feel like we could just be in a room together and not say a damn thing, and it just feels like we'd had the best conversation ever. Like, no matter what they do that's fucked up, I understand it. I hate it. I understand it. And like, I'm always trying to figure out how we can work through it and move forward. And it's vice versa. It's like your soulmate, you just understand each other. And it's not, most of the time, it's not smooth sailing, but you move forward because you want to be in each other. You want to be in each other's lives.
Did you find your soulmate friend?
Yeah.
You found your soulmate friend? I found my soulmate friend too.
Me too.
Yeah. Those are the best.
Have you found your soulmate?
Mate?
Love or mate? Or whatever?
I don't know yet.
No.
I don't know yet. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Because I'm not a first, what would you say? Love at first sight. That's not, I'm not that type of person.
I don't think I'm that type of person either, but
it could work for some people, but nah, like
I didn't think I was too. I didn't think it was either, but I actually had it twice happen. Like the first time I laid eyes on him, it was like, God damn, yo, for real. I mean, it just the one I was just talking about. I swear to God, when she walked into the club, I was DJing in Philly.
She caught your eyes.
She didn't just catch my eyes. Like the world, I thought the world was in I thought the world was in color, and then she walked in, and then that shit was really in color, and it was like the world was really in black and white.
So cute.
Yeah, the shit ain't working.
Damn, where's she at?
The shit ain't working, but yeah, it's that kind of, when you find that person, you come across that person, it shifts your whole perception and your feeling about life in general. And then,
Yeah.
But just because it's a soulmate doesn't mean it's going to work out. But, and you have more than one soulmate.
right.
So that's good.
I believe in that.
Yeah, so it's just a matter. But this is why it's important not to settle. And it's important to, which is what I respect about you. Like, we give you a hard time about the weekend and shit, like those things. But, yo, you don't play. You're like, yo, this shit ain't working.
Yeah, because I want to be happy. I don't want to be stressed.
Facts.
Like, I hear everybody else. I got one girl who's complaining about her man and how she going to have to do all of this and always complaining. And I don't want that.
You're not
And I'm okay. Yeah, and I'm okay with meeting you where you are. But if you're not adding to my life, if you're taking away more from my life than you're adding, then I don't need you.
Facts.
Or I don't want you.
Like, how are you making my life easier? Because if you are, continue.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Well, at this stage in the game, I'm like, man, like I said, I'm on the bench. I'm not even in the arena at this point in time. It's just like I done fucking left.
Our throuple idea is looking better and better every day.
Yeah,
For real.
For real. No, it's hard. It's just like I said, man. It's everybody. I think it's just because as a society, you don't need anybody for survival.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know, so it's like, yo, you really have to bring the fun. You have to bring love and light into my life. So yeah, if you're not doing it, you got to go.
Right. And I think it's very important to also say that what you expect from that person, you should be providing as well.
Agreed.
Because, like, you know, we talk and all this, and we always say, if this person doesn't do this for me or whatever the case is, like, you always got to keep in mind, too, like, no, because what I'm requesting from you, I can always return.
Right. Like, can you swim? Because I can swim.
God damn, you in the swimming.
Very true, because I can swim, too. So if you can't swim, this is not going to happen.
And then it's stop.
Or get some swimming lessons, okay?
We can all three swim.
Okay, good.
Yes, we can. Look, and we all got passports.
Good. See, that was my second thing.
Second thing. Well, so for me, it's not an exchange of. It's an exchange, but like
In different
I want balance.
ways.
Yes,
balance.
It's about
right.
balance.
Like if you like to cook, cool. I'll get the dishes handled, or I'll get the groceries, or we balance each other out.
You're not good with money. I'm good with money.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's focus on our strengths.
Exactly.
You
so.
like kids. I don't. You have to take care of them.
Oh, you better stop.
I'm just playing.
She's not playing. That's the fucked up part.
If this throuple is gonna work, you better accept my child.
She grown. I like that.
She is not grown.
She grown enough.
Yeah. She'll be your best friend.
I'm not changing diapers.
Oh, we don't do diapers. no more.
Exactly. Love her.
But yeah,
Cool.
she'll be your best friend all over again. She'll be like, "Where's your mom? Come with me. Let's go." All right.
Yeah, come up with your mom name. It's gonna be Mama 2, Mama Deuce.
We'll work on it.
It'll just be another Titi. Titi's for everybody. And that's Uncle Brandon.
Right.
You know?
Fun uncle. The fun uncle.
Fun uncle. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't have her take no shots, okay? Your mama wait for the weekend. Let's go.
Right.
Spin that thing.
We gotta make up for episode 43.
For real.
No, man. But I encourage people to strive to be more intimate, to try to lower the walls just a little bit. Not to everybody, because you still have to be discerning.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust everybody, right? But yeah, the men not having sex. Yo, people struggling with sex. Well, not you two, but it seems like the rest of the world. Clearly. I mean, gosh, damn, you have what are they called? Incels? Involuntarily celibate? You heard about those, right?
Yeah.
It's a damn shame. Y'all gotta start going to the swingers. No, you go to the swingers club and still not fuck. You ain't got the game. You ain't got the game. What else we got? Is it?
I think that's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
close
it.
it out.
I think that was a really good. That was a good one.
Yeah, thank you, Trevor Noah. That was really brilliant. He's a smart guy. He's a
Love
smart
him.
cookie.
He's hilarious. I love him. He's done with his date show though. That night show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
retired.
not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna renew his contract. So, I mean, it's a grind. He's
Yeah.
made his money. He can go out on tour now and whatnot. So,
Do what he wants.
Good for him.
find his soul
Mate. Okay.
I'm here.
but only on the weekends. Only on the weekends.
He's a third world kid. I'll take it.
Oh, Trevor. Oh, for Trevor. Trevor. Okay,
He's from South Africa.
He is. Yeah.
I know that.
He's
Trevor-
a third cultured kid. That's what I'm looking for.
Hold on. South Africa is not a third developing nation.
No, not third world country. I'm talking about, so third culture kid means someone who has like one culture, but they have their foot in another. So their experience is different.
So why isn't that like a second culture instead of a third? I'm confused.
Or second culture, whatever you want to.
I mean,
He is multicultural.
Yeah.
it's multicultural.
I don't know. That's what they call it.
Multicultural.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess Jazzy, you can do the honors of closing us out.
Alrighty. you can catch us on TikTok. What else? Facebook. What else? YouTube. Definitely catch us on there. Watch the episodes because, we is hilarious on there. I was watching them the other day and I was cracking the fuck up.
Facebook.
Yes, on everything. At the Cultured Misfits podcast. You'll find us on there. Interact with us. Follow us as well. You can follow me at justslim.j.
Rell.
Hey, y'all. You can follow me at Rell Traveling.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
See that one picture? Is it just a one picture still?
It's a reel.
All right. You can follow me at DJ Silk or DJ Silk 12, depending upon where, you go. I can't even.
You can't think right now.
I know, man. It's just,
follow him at DJ Silk on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah,
that's where he be at.
Start there. Begin there. Begin there. And
hit the link and it'll lead you to everything else.
That's so efficient. And while you guys are doing all that, please learn the fucking definition of what a narcissist is. Please.
That's another topic for another day.
Thanks
for watching. Bye.
Bye, kids. All right.